Hey guys, this is Albert with Do the Right Fig. You can find me on Whatnot Streaming, selling some minifigures, mostly Lego, Star Wars, occasionally some Marvel. But really, this channel is me with my initial reactions, unboxing, going through some of the sets that I really like, some of my favorite figures. This is a side gig for me. This is not anything I'm trying to do professionally. It's one of my ways of throwing some nostalgia back at some of my upbringing, some of my favorite movies and shows. And I know on Disney Plus, certainly a lot of interesting shows are coming about, and people are learning more about the Star Wars world. I'm by no means a Star Wars expert, but I wanted to dive into some of these packages and maybe share with you some of what I see and what I like, and hopefully we can identify some of them together. Eventually, I'll start streaming, and those will be live streams. You can jump into these collections with me. Some of them will be parted out, some of them will be priced for my whatnot, but mostly I'm trying to build back some of the characters that I'm trying to collect, and try to keep these videos short and sweet. That way, you can get sort of a daily dose. We'll try to do about 5 minutes of streaming each day. And today is just the first run to see what we got. So typically I like to buy on goodwill.com or on whatnot. Some people have reached out to me on Instagram to ask me to buy some of their collections. Some of them are just on OfferUp locally. And so we'll jump into this. You'll learn more about me throughout the rest of the episodes, but we'll jump into our first package right now. And this is a lot of four. I label them on the days that I receive them. So a lot of four. And you can see that mostly they all come in different Ziploc bags of different sorts. But I'm going to open them all up. We'll separate them out. Up top, I'll show some of the ones that I really like. To the side, I'll keep the ones that are still yet to be sorted. And I'll try to rebuild some of them. Some of them I'll have to build from memory. I'm not sure if I know all the Star Wars figures. And then we'll talk about some of them, some of the quality, some of the fakes that you see out there. So hopefully this channel will be somewhat informative for you guys. And maybe open up your eyes to some of the figures that you may want to buy or may want to collect. So let's jump in. I'm going to open them all up first. And some of you may like this sound, some of you may not. So feel free to mute if you don't like the sound of opening bags. This is a bigger one. Once these are all sorted, they'll probably go up into either individual bags or get ready to be posted on my whatnot account, or also I'll be selling on Bricklink eventually. I like the live streaming a little bit more. It's more interesting to me. Oh, here's one in a full package, unbuilt. So sort of jump in right now and we'll see what we get. Immediately what jumps out to me is this little guy. I'm sure you guys know who this guy is, Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles. I have a few of these guys, but haven't yet made my full collection yet. So I like this guy just because he was my favorite Ninja Turtle growing up. So we'll keep him up there. The ones that I keep on this side will probably be ones that I either trash or discard, maybe give out to my son. And any of these can always be for my son, but really these figures are mostly for either building or selling. So here we go. This is a Rebel Trooper, I believe is what they're called. He's nice and intact. He's actually becoming a little bit more common, but while he's common, people really like army building him. So he'll be one. See how many we get out of this lot. I like pauldrons. These are these little claw things. This is I believe her name is Captain Phasma. She's a really good figure. Sorry, I'll try to focus on them in the center of the screen. She's worth a lot. I think she's probably worth closer to $50 right now. But she's a really good one. So We'll put her up at the top. She's leading the pack. Another thing that jumps out to me that I still don't have, and I wonder if I'll ever get it, is this green astromech. He doesn't have legs, obviously. He goes this way. But he also is missing his top, so hopefully that's in here somewhere. If not, we'll have to build him. So ones I'll be building, I'll be doing right in front. See a lot of Rebel pilots or Resistance pilots, so all different badges and insignias. Some of you may have them. Don't know their names or trying not to memorize them. Ooh, these ones I always worry about if they're fake. Looking for the Lego on the top of the legs, but this one looks legit. So we'll see if we get any duplicates. There seem to be a lot of them in here. There's one right there. So I think that's Luke Skywalker right there. And it looks like we got another one down here. So 4 Luke so far. You can tell, even by their leg prints, there's 3 different ones. This one's the duplicate. But 3 different leg printings, 3 different chest printings. So each of these has different values. I believe in terms of value, it goes from most expensive to least expensive in that direction. So I like these guys. We'll put them a little bit lower. They're a little bit more common. So let's see what else we can get out of this lot. Ooh, here's one with a really nice hairpiece. You guys know her as Ahsoka. She's really popular these days because her show is out and it's still being released as we speak. Things to look for on this figure is right here in this back. Sometimes you can see some fading, but this is nicely done. This is a newer figure as in terms of release, but one that'll probably go up in value over time. So we'll try to keep her protected. I like to put them in these little plastic bags over here to keep them from fading. So they'll go into little baggies like this to keep the coloring nice. Oh, these are some of my favorites. These are Jawas. Jawas, looks like I don't have any other Jawas in this lot, but Jawas and Tusken Raiders tend to be some of my favorite just because they look and seem somewhat human. There's another one. Where else? Oh, we got another one here. Looks like we got 2 Jawas and 3 Tusken Raiders. Now these Jawas are different. Just notice the different chest pieces that they have. One has, looks like 5 different pouches. The other one has slightly different pouches, but in a different configuration. So I like these guys. They seem annoying in the movies, but they're definitely some of my favorite characters because they're somewhat humanoid. My all-time favorite characters in the movie or species, I guess, would be the Ewoks. They're just funny little creatures that give everyone a run for their money and are super entertaining. And so I really like those guys. These are different, I think, iterations of Wookiees we got here. Now, I don't remember which one's which. I think these guys are similar, but this guy with the chest pieces, Chewbacca. This is, I think, Chief Tarful's or Chief Tarful. And I think this is like a Wookiee warrior. We got another Chewbacca here. They don't run for that much, probably around $2 and $23, maybe up to $4, but they're pretty common. I think this guy's the winner of the lot, so we'll keep him up here. The other guys will sort of put in the common pile down here. All right, what else? Oh, we got another one of those Rebel Troopers. Here's another. I like to find them by their big helmets, unnecessarily large helmets. You can tell there's a few non-Star Wars figures in here. Here's another Resistance pilot. I want to say his name's Poe. Not quite sure. He's got the black helmet. If not, yeah, you can tell by his facial hair. I think that's Poe Dameron. Here's our favorite droid. Oh, this one's destroyed. He's got a nice chunk of paint missing from there. This is your R2-D2. I don't like to sell those, so if anything, I'll just scrap it for his other pieces, but I don't like to keep those damaged ones. So bye-bye, R2. This guy can get some legs, though. They're the same legs, so see if we come across a headpiece for him. Let's see. Astromechs are kind of... I think there's about 50 or more Astromechs, so those are hard to collect because there's just so many of them, and they keep putting them out. But they're usually... R2-D2 is probably worth less than $2. The others can run up in value, especially if they have more exotic printing, so keep those guys together. Here's a First Order Stormtrooper. Another one from the newer series. 7, 8, and 9, I think. Here's another one. Here's some clones. Clones are the ones that make the money. There's a clone pilot. You can tell by the chest piece right there. What else we got? Oh, these are your Senate Commandos. These are nice guys. I always check the heads to make sure they're good, and check the sides, make sure they're not cracked. These guys are nice. Try to be somewhat gentle with them, but yeah, they look good. So Senate Commandos, I think those are worth like $4 or $5 a piece. And then they have their one captain, which is this guy with a white printing, both on the helmet and on the chest. And he's got that face. Similar, but not. Here's an extra helmet. And that's it for the Senate Commando. So we'll put those guys. I like those. They're that brilliant blue that people like, so stands out. Oh, here's one that's not Star Wars. This is Storm from X-Men. Hope she's real. She's got that nice white hair. A tiny hairline crack right there, so she's not going to be one that you can tell. Also, she's got these interesting little hands that are molded. I wonder if that's all legit. I don't know. I don't know much about X-Men, but she does have a crack, so if anything, I'll just display her because I think she was played by Halle Berry when I was younger, and everyone loves Halle Berry, so let me know if you like her or not in the comments below. I'll put the non-Star Wars guys up here up top. This guy, I think he's a custom minifig. I have no idea who it is. We'll look it up afterwards. You guys can throw it down in the comments. Who knows who he is, but he looks complete. He's got the shoulder piece as well as his umbrella, a bunch of accessories. He's a nice fig. I just have no idea who he is. Here's a bunch of rare ones. So these are your Kashyyyk troopers. These are scout troopers. This one looks legit because it has the actual typical clone head. But I can tell from below, you can see there it's a yellow head. So that's not going to be a real scout. So we'll have to take that out and find him a head to replace. But I think these guys are worth like anywhere from $12 to $15. So they're certainly really good figures to try to build them back together to restore that value. This guy's from Minecraft, I believe. I have no idea what his name is. Kind of creepy looking. Doesn't belong here, but we'll put him up top because he's going to be one that probably goes to my son's collection. Oh, here's another X-Men person. This is Magneto. He's missing a hand or arm rather. Actually, he's missing 2 hands and 1 arm. He's got this. I believe he also has a white hair piece. Maybe that's it. Is that his alternate hair piece? Could be. Not quite sure. But we'll see. I like him better with a helmet, so we'll put him on that. I think this hair piece can be used on some Star Wars figs, so we may want to keep that. We'll put him next to his enemy Storm and some hair pieces down here. An extra Resistance pilot helmet. Not sure who that belongs to. Ooh, here we go. Here's a classic. Oh, here's a free hair. I don't know why anyone would want this hair, but let me get rid of it. All right, so this is a classic Gray's Boba Fett, and The thing to look for with these is any cracks on the sides, and none of those, and then also cracks down here. Hopefully he's just got the normal head. So interestingly, his jetpack is connected to his helmet, which on the new Mandalorians you'll see is separate pieces. So he's a great fig. He'll need some blasters, and we'll try to put them together. Just going to show you quickly some of the other more interesting figures that I like to try to put together. Just to give you a sense of what else is out there. You're just getting into the Star Wars world, but here we go. So this is one of those neat older Lego displays. These are all light up minifigures up top. And then Max Rebo, this guy, he's well known from the earlier films. His name is Watto, and he's got that interesting piece right there. You'll see that some of them have labels because when I sell them, I want to make sure that I know what they're worth and I'm not accidentally selling a really expensive fig for cheap and vice versa. There's a Jango Fett. I just had this Admiral Thrawn and an extra Thrawn body, but wrong arms. Some more Bobas. You can tell that these guys are a little more blue than this. And then even this one, this is more gray. So these are the ones that you'd look for. Another thing to notice is the amount of other printing that they have. So this one, if you can see up close, has some printing below the chest piece, whereas this one has very little. So I don't know if that's faded, but certainly a different version. This one's a little more bluish green, and this one's more green. So, and all these are real. None of them are fake. They came from the collection that I had from when I was a kid. So this is a newer Mandalorian version of Boba Fett with his pauldron here. This guy, he's a guy that I'm currently building, but he's not complete because, as you could tell, he has a regular clone pilot helmet, but he does have his, I don't know if it's called a rangefinder or viewfinder, as well as his comma. But he's missing the shoulder piece. But this guy's name is Commander Fox, and he's going up in value for sure. This guy's a misprint. He has no printed eyes and mouth like the other guy. I think his name is Reese. So he's interesting because he's missing his eyeballs. This guy's got eyeballs, this one doesn't. And then this is Zam Wessel. She's a hard character to find complete because her helmet is so hard to find. But she's beautiful in the sense that she's one of the only figs that comes in this nice color. And I think it's lavender or pink purple with this similar lavender mask. So some of my favorite figs that I like to look at for inspiration reminds me of different versions. Just to show you real quickly, let's see if he'll do it. That is Luminara Unduli lighting up. I think this is Obi-Wan. And this is good old Mace Windu. So you can tell that some of them are a little bit on their at the end of their lifeline. You can change their batteries, but that can become tricky, especially with some of the harder to find, more fragile, brittle plastic that comes out of Lego these days. So I try not to mess around with those. But let's get back to this. Finish up this lot. Here's a Hoth Trooper. I think I only got one of those in here. Oh, here's an interesting one. This is Commander Gree. He's a little different than the Kashyyyk Troopers. He's part of that same part of the movie series, but he's missing his helmet. His helmet is gray, silver, and green. So I hope I could find that because that would be really worth a lot. So we'll put him up here since he's a money maker. This is Aunt May, I think her name is. She comes from Spider-Man, I believe. And so she's Marvel. I'll throw her up there. Oh, here's another Marvel person. This is Gwen, Spider-Man's girlfriend or girl movie mate, I guess. Keep him separate from Leonardo. Here's a First Order Stormy. I have no idea who this romantic little dude is, but maybe I'll look him up and put it down in the comments. Here's your BB-8. And this is the BB-8 that didn't have as good of a life. He's all scratched up, beaten up, and so he's going to go to the trash pile. But you can tell he's seen better days, so goodbye, BB-8. This one's a good one. We'll keep him. Here's a Kashyyyk droid. Here's what a droid should look like with all of its pieces. I like having a bent arm on the left arm and a straight arm on the right. So I'm going to fix those eventually, maybe at the end. Here's Wolverine. He's legit. He has Lego on the inside, Lego there. I also like to make sure the legs say Lego, and just to verify the top says Lego. So I like all that. Wolverine was one of my favorites. I like him more in the blues, but we'll put him up top with his Marvel friends. Here's a I don't even know what they're called. I gotta look up the name. Someone tell me the name. He's more hard to find than the regular Stormies, but he's I don't know, Sith Stormy, I guess. I don't know what it's called, but who knows. I'm not really into the Siths. Here's Batman. They make way too many Batman minifigures. Some of them are more exotic, have things like money, tuxedos, and tutus. Those are worth a little bit more than these plain old regular Batman. So we'll put them over here. So my favorite ones so far are going to be these guys up top. These 5 so far. Here's Spider-Man, basic Spider-Man. So I'll throw them up there. Let's make some space. Minecraft. Who knows? Marvel, DC. All right, Yoda. Good old Yoda with a resistance insignia there. He's got the gray hair. He's always been the solid value, but he's not one of the more prized ones because he's in a lot of different sets and he has his own ships, and so he's one that is quite common. So he'll go here with some of the shorter figs. Here's another Resistance pilot helmet. These usually get faded over here, so try to keep those here and protected. Here's another Kashyyyk droid. Here, that's what the head's supposed to look like. Maybe we'll find one of those over here. And he needs an arm, a straight arm on this side, so we'll try to complete him. I believe that's an Avengers leg piece. I don't know where the rest is. We'll look for that later. This is a Bespin guard. He's a good one. Nice bright blue. Here's Finn. I like Finn. My son's name is Finn. So we'll put him up here. He's in the newer series. Here's Venom, I believe. Venom or Carnage? Probably Venom. Venom's black. He usually has a crazy back piece with all of his other arms. So we'll put him with Spidey up top. Here's a Sith guard. Shadow guards? One of those guards. I don't see his body here, so. Here's a rebel. I believe it's a pilot or a driver. I don't know where his body is here. I don't see it, so I guess just an extra helmet. We'll put that over here. Here's a Mandalorian. I think it's I want to say Death Watch helmet. Oh, here's a little guy. Cute little penguin. Wonder what series or what episodes he came from. Animal figures tend to be quite favorite. Now here's another Rebel Trooper. Ooh. Here's a pilot. I don't know which one he belongs to, but he's a decent fig. Hopefully we could build him up. We'll look for the rest of his pieces. Oh, who is that? Anyone know who that is? Sorry, the lighting's not the best. We're going to figure out that lighting situation over time. But we got to figure out who those are. Here's some C3POs. They look good. Gold tends to break really easily, so I always look for any cracks around here. That's a mold line. That's not a crack, so just be aware that when they have to close the plastic after they've made it, there may be a little hairline crack there, but who knows? These guys are only worth like $1 a piece, so interesting. We'll put them here by his good old buddy R2. Here's another First Order body, Stormtrooper body with a clone head. Let's put that clone head on this Kashyyyk Trooper so he can be worth more. Here's I believe his name's Tatooine Luke Skywalker. You can see he's got this leg printing. He's a pretty good fig, and I like the old yellow ones. Here's one. I believe he's Luke with is that Luke? Must be Luke, but the thing with him is he's got all these scratches on his chest, so you can see them there. He's not going to be worth too much with those scratches, but someone may like him. Who knows? Oh, here's one of those ugly guys. It's an Ugnaught. Ugnaughts are helpful in most of the episodes. They tend to be sort of hardworking, almost grunts, but they're well beloved because of their service. Here's an old scout trooper with a yellow head, nice little visor, matches up nicely when you put it through, and they usually have that reflection there, so keep note of that. These guys, the older they get, some of these figures are 20 years old or close to that, so look for any cracks there. You don't want to sell any cracked figs. Put him by his Stormy, or the other scouts, I guess. Here's another BB-8 missing his top, so he'll need to be pieced together. There's a pilot helmet. I think it's a AT-AT or ATST driver, but he's on the other side, so good old Obi-Wan with gray hair, gray beard, nice and intact. Different color hips than his actual legs, so he's gonna be good old vintage fig. He has a nice little gouge or chunk taken out of his cheek, as well as some down there. Some of these I can get off if I use some alcohol, but that one I don't seem to be able to, so clean them up, see what we get. Put them by these other yellowhead figs. Here's another Resistance pilot, I guess. I have no idea which one specifically. Oh, that's a good one. That's a Horn Company helmet. There's a little bit of a nick there, but it's a good looking helmet. Hopefully we could find the torso that matches it. He has a regular clone head, so I'll put him here. I actually put him with the other helmets. All right. Here's a beat up piece. I believe it's one of the newer figs, but this one has a cracked arm, so we'll get rid of that. And it's all chewed up, so we'll probably end up trashing this whole thing. Put it on the side, see if I figure out what it's from. This is a clone pilot. Sorry, a clone helmet. Nicely put together. Genuine Lego, so we'll put him up here. He could go on this guy if I had another head, but don't know where his head is. Here we go. This is a Hoth Trooper, kind of like, where'd he go? Hoth Rebel Trooper. Where did he go? Oh, this guy. So I think that's Luke Skywalker. I think that's another version of one of the troopers on Hoth. Here's another Kashyyyk droid. Now these guys, I think their standard is worth like $1 to $2 for these guys, the B1 droids. But these guys, I think, can go up to $10. So because of their, more rare color printing. So here's a different Yoda, just to compare the two. Same head, different body, different movies. So good ones to keep. They'll stay around. And here is, your super battle droid. So the cool thing about these guys is you can tell that this one is upside down compared to this one. So we'll try to fix that. But I always get nervous fixing them because I don't want them to crack. The silver tends to be prone to breaking. So I think that's what they're supposed to look like. Again, Super Battle Droid, I think they're worth like $5. So put them with the other droid friends. This is your intact Ugnaught. Short legs, sort of overalls, gloves on. He needs to go with his Ugnaught head friend, which was right here. Here's another one of those Hoth Rebel troopers. He's got a cracked arm, so we'll get rid of that and we'll replace it. But some of these older Hoth versions had yellow heads, so we'll keep those together. Here's your R2. And here we go. You got Anakin Skywalker with his, I guess you can call it like a microphone. He's got dual molded legs, and then he has no cracks, so he's going to be a good one to keep. Different arms because he again lost his arm. That's why he has a glove on one and not on the other. So kind of like his son Luke, who we'll learn about eventually. So Anakin will go up here with Obi-Wan. They're best buds, Padawan and Master. That guy, he's supposed to have a helmet, I'm assuming, based on his chin strap and the non-derogatory term, but he works on the Imperial side. I have no idea what his helmet looks like. Let's see. Is it that? No. I'm pretty sure this guy's helmet belongs to a black torso and legs. This guy may have a gray helmet, so these guys are helmetless. Green lightsaber, chrome hilt. It's a good one to have. This probably doesn't come from Star Wars, so separate that out. Older blasters. These usually come with your Chewbacca's and Wookiees. Here's an old Han Solo. He goes with, I guess, Luke. And here we go. Another scout trooper with some funny business. Probably a cookie or something on his arm. So we'll put him back together. Put him with his scout friend. So, here's the last piece. I don't know what that is. It looks like Magneto, I guess, in terms of coloring, but I have no idea if that's true. So on every piece of Lego, it should say Lego as well as a part piece number 30151. So I'll look that up, see if I could find the printing, but it's probably worth something. So, and here's a Christmas Chewbacca, not yet removed, probably from an advent calendar. I'm not sure which year it was, but he's got the neat little version of this upgraded bow and arrow, I guess, or crossbow. You can throw those white studs in there, so probably worth a decent amount because he's seasonal, but they made thousands and thousands of copies of him, so he's probably not worth the most. Put him down here with his Wookiee friends. I actually don't have that one, so that's a great one for me to have picked up. Here's Wolverine's alternate hair. Put him back with his body. So yeah, that's a quick sample of what I would do on these streams. This is 34 minutes. I'm going to try to cut it down. And we'll see how the next few go. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this. The unboxing is always fun. Really selling it is even more fun because you get to interact with people who also love Star Wars. But ultimately, it's these, diamonds in the rough, like Commander Gree missing his helmet, Captain Phasma with a pauldron, and Chief Tarfles and an older Boba that are sort of my prized takeaways from this lot. So let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anyone that you really enjoy and why you like them. favorite movie, favorite episodes, favorite series. There's a little bit of something for everyone as it relates to Star Wars. So thanks for stopping by, guys, and catch you on the next stream.